Playing and catching, number 7, J.M. Juarez. Batting third, in right field, number 17, Pucky Pawaka-Grego. Batting cleanup, first baseman, number 23, Noah Roman. Batting fifth, third baseman, number 19, Sergio Alvarez. Batting sixth, designated hitter, number 6, Ethan Dekwa.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're listening in, tuning in here on Houston Sports Live. Scott Matthiesen here with the call in New Caney, Texas, for District 13 6A matchup between your College Park Cavaliers and the New Caney Eagles. Tonight's game moved up College Park Prom tomorrow night, so they made an adjustment, and the weather probably is going to be a little crazy again tomorrow night. Last night's game had to move up here to New Caney, very hospitable of them, as your Cavaliers took a loss 3-0 last night. Mr. Curry pitched for the Eagles, gave up 2 hits, no runs, and 10 strikeouts, and threw a complete game. So the Cavaliers are looking to turn that around and split the series here with New Caney and finish out the year on a big win. Would be a great note.
Number 11, Tyler Rodriguez.
Starting lineups for the College Park Cavaliers tonight. Batting first is going to be number 8, second baseman Michael Caney. Batting second is Juan Miguel Juarez. Number 7, our catcher. Batting third is Patariki Pawaka-Grego. Number 17, he's playing right field tonight. Batting fourth, 23, Noah Roman, our first baseman. Batting fifth, number 19, third baseman Sergio Alvarez. Number 6, Ethan Dekwa, is our designated hitter tonight. He was last night's pitcher of record. He did take the loss in the 3-0 defeat. And batting 7, number 4, shortstop Dylan Gonzalez. Batting 8, number 14, left fielder Max Payne, number 14. Batting 9th, number 10, our center fielder Jake Metters. On the bump tonight, starting for your Cavaliers, number 2 is going to be Caleb Cardenas. Our reserves, number 3, Zach Mathwig. Number 9, Ollie Houston. Number 11, Jai Pawaka-Grego. Number 12, Louis Plantanga. Number 13, Aiden Medina. Number 15, Jacob Franco. Number 16, Tyson Mogensen. Number 18, Kyron Sweeby. Number 20, Kason Wang. Number 21, Seth Bogan. And number 22, Joshua Hammer. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go to the field mic here and take a moment as we honor America with the playing of the national anthem, and we'll be right back. Enjoy. All right, welcome back here. Wonderful rendition of the Star Spangled Banner as we honor America. Tonight's starting lineup for the new Caney Eagles. Batting first, pitching tonight, number 2, Kason Lipsy. Batting second, number 8, Peyton Lopez, the shortstop. Batting third, number 11, playing third base, Tyler Rodriguez. Batting fourth, number 12, Caden Pate, playing center field. Batting fifth, number 3, Christian Van Ostrand, the catcher. Batting sixth, number 1, Yanzil Capazino, the second baseman. Several great plays last night on the defensive end for number 1. Batting 7, number 13, Brady Lowe, playing first. Batting 8th, number 14, Braden Villarreal, gets the starting lineup as designated hitter, batting 8th. Gavin Smith will be playing in right field in that position. Smith hit a bomb last night in his one pinch hit at bat. Bounced off the wall in left field, nearly took it out of the building. And batting ninth, number 6, the left fielder J.J. Isom.
Leading off for the Cavaliers, second baseman, number 8, Michael Caney.
Michael Cain is going to step in to lead things off today for College Park for your Cavaliers. And Lipsy comes set, and first delivery pitches way outside, ball 1. Much better weather tonight, no threat of any rain or any storms that we're aware of. Second pitch to Cain is fouled back. One ball, one strike to count. Cain's in there from the left-hand side. Last night from the right side with Curry throwing the lefty. That's in there for a strike. 1-2 the count. Cain digs here, 2 strikes. That ball's outside. Tried to hold up on the swing, could not. He's going to go down.
Strikeout by Lipsy. That's going to bring up catcher number 7, J.M. Juarez.
It's going to bring up Juan Miguel Juarez. Last night came in pinch hit duty in the 7th inning, gave him the night off from behind the plate. So 1 out here. Pitch to JM is high. 1-0. Misses again, 2-0. Whereas heading to count here. 2-0 pitch is fouled back into the netting, just on the first base side. 2-1. Good pitch there from Lipsy. Whereas fouls it off. That's in there for a strike to even up the count to 2-2. Two and two the count here. Lipsy comes set and delivers. Curveball swung on and missed. Good off speed there from number 2. Juarez goes down swinging for the second out.
Lipsy brings up right fielder number 17, Bucky Powacarego.
2 Ks here for Lipsy as Grego's going to step in. Again, District 13 6A, final game of the season tonight here in beautiful New Caney, Texas, as Patariki Powacarego gets set. First pitch is low and in. It's going to be ball 1 to Pocky. That pitch is hit to the third baseman. 2-hopper. Fires across the diamond. 1-hop scoop by the first baseman. Just gets Grego. So he's trying to leg it out. Over there, the third baseman, Tyler Rodriguez. Great scoop by Brady Lowe of the Eagles.
No runs on no hits. We head to the bottom of the first inning.
That's 5-3 if you're keeping score at home here. Pawaka Grego. Cavaliers go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors here in the top of the first. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back here after this commercial break.
Lead off for your New Caney Eagles. Pitcher number
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here, Houston Sports Live. Scott Matthiesen here on the call from New Caney, Texas. We're moving to the bottom of the first after the Cavaliers go down in order. Caleb Cardenas is going to get the start on the bump for the Cavaliers as Lipsy steps in, the pitcher for the Eagles. First pitch is just low, out of the zone. Just outside on the fastball. 2-0 the count now to Lipsy. Juan Miguel behind the plate tonight. Cardenas comes set. 2-0 pitch. That's on the outside corner. Good location there. 2-1 on the fastball. Swung on and missed. It's going to even the count, 2-2. See what Juan Miguel throws out there. Caleb comes set. Lipsy digs in, 2-2 count. Curveball just barely misses. Count goes full, 3-2. Tried to get him with the off speed, get him chasing. Lipsy solid on that. He said, "No, sir, I'm not going to offer at that one." Caleb comes set, the full count, delivery. Swung on and driven foul down the left field line into the screen. Count will stay full here on the leadoff batter for the Eagles. Ball swung on, two-hopper to Kane at second, turns and fires to first just in time to get Lipsy hustling down the line. That's going to go 4-3 for the first putout here tonight.
Next up for the Eagles, shortstop number 8, Peyton Lopez.
Lopez steps in. Number 8 for the Eagles with 1 out. First pitch is fouled off. 0-1 the count to Lopez here. Pitch is hit to Gonzalez at shortstop, bobbles, fires, and not in time. Gonzalez had that one on a bead and just popped right out of the glove. That's going to be an error on Gonzo. Lopez will reach on an E6.
Now batting for the Eagles, third baseman, number 11, Tyler Rodriguez.
One out here. Number 11, Tyler Rodriguez, the third baseman, digs in from the left-handed side of the box. Big lead over there by Lopez at first. Curveball's in there for a strike. Great pitch. Great movement on that curveball from Cardenas. 0-1. Cardenas pitch. Another curveball low. There goes Lopez down to second base. Throw is just in time. Juan Miguel put it right on the bag. Gonzo comes across, makes a great tag. Perfect throw from Juan Miguel to get Lopez trying to steal. Pitch was in the dirt. Good scoop by Juan Miguel. 1-1 the count now. That erases the base runner. 2 outs. Pitch is just outside, trying to get him to chase. 2-1. 2-1 here to Rodriguez. That pitch is a ball. Gonna run the count to 3-1. 3-1 to Rodriguez, the third hole batter, the third baseman. 2 outs here for New Caney in the bottom of the first. Pitch is on the way. It's skied into left field. Max Payne drifts back about 2 steps, makes the catch. And Rodriguez flies out to Payne in left field. And the Eagles go down in order. No runs, no hits, 1 error. And that'll complete the first inning here. We're scoreless, and we're moving to the top of the second, and we'll be right back after this short commercial break. All right, ladies and gentlemen, back here in New Caney, Texas, at New Caney High School for tonight's 13-6A matchup. We're moving to the top of the second. Noah Roman's going to lead off for the Cavaliers. No updates from the NFL draft yet. The Raiders are on the clock with 3 minutes left, if you're paying attention to that. I'm sure a lot of you would be. 0-1 the count here to Roman as he fouls it off to the right netting here, just in front of the Cavalier dugout on the first base side. And the delivery from Lipsy, curveball is high, just misses. 1-1. 1-1 the count to Noah Roman, another one of our Cavalier seniors. Last night enjoying senior night up here in New Caney, and the pitch from Lipsy is a curveball and it hits him in the arm. That's a dead ball hit by pitch. Cavaliers will have their first base runner of the night.
Next up for the Cavaliers, third baseman number 19, Sergio Alvarez.
That's going to bring up Alvarez. Roman's on first. Lipsy comes set. Big lead by Roman, but no move. That ball's drilled into the gap in left center field. One hop to the left fielder. It gets over there quickly. Here comes Roman on the throw to third. And he's in on the single from Alvarez. Looked like there was just really slow transition out there in left field to get that ball back in. And Coach Sparity took advantage of it, getting Roman to third base.
Designated hitter number 6, Ethan Dekwa.
Sergio Alvarez with the single into left center moves Roman to third base. That's going to bring up Ethan Dekwa here, number 6. Designated hitter tonight. Pitch is hit to the shortstop. He moves to his left. Oh, he's bobbled it. And that's going to score a run, get Dekwa on the error. Dekwa's going to be on first base on an E6 there. And that brings in Noah Roman. Fortunately, no RBI in that play.
The Cavaliers, shortstop number 4, Dylan Gonzalez.
Sergio Alvarez moves to second on the play. Cavaliers score a run here in the top of the second. First and second here. Dylan Gonzalez squares to bunt. Bunts down the third baseline, and it just rolls foul. Trying to move those runners over. Oh, and 1 the count here to Gonzalez. Runners at first and second for the Cavaliers. Nobody out here in the top of the second. Gonzalez, 1 strike. Lipsy comes set. Dylan squares the bunt. Oh, it almost hits him. Gets away from the catcher. That's going to advance the runners. So there's the no need for the bunt to move them into scoring position now. 1-1 the count to Gonzalez. I thought for a minute it might have hit the bat, but no, sir. It bounced off the catcher's glove. 1-1 the count now to Gonzo. Got 2 runners in scoring position now, just looking for a fly ball here. New Caney does bring the corners in about halfway depth in the middle, not quite on the grass cut out. Swing and a miss from Gonzalez. He's down 1-2. Just looking to make contact here. Fly ball scores a run on the sack. Lipsy comes set with 2 strikes. That fastball is in there. Drop third strike.
Next up for the Cavaliers.
Van Ostrand scooped it and made a quick tag on Dylan Gonzalez to get him out on the drop third strikeout. So we have 1 out here in the top of the second. Runners at second and third. Curveball's fouled back. Max Payne in there for the Cavaliers. Our left fielder tonight, number 14. Oh and 1. That pitch is inside. I'm not sure what happened there on the throwback. It looked like it might have hit off of Payne, throwing back to the pitcher, and that's going to allow Alvarez to score. And Dekwa's going to move to third base. That was quite awkward. You don't see that every day. It looked like the throwback to the pitcher might have hit the bat or something on Payne. And that is a live ball. That's allowing the runner to score. And Cavaliers have two now in the top of the second. Runner at third base. 1-1 to count to Max Payne. The pitch is low. That's an odd one. You don't see that very often. 2-1 the count here to Payne. Lipsy comes set. Runner at third, one out. Swung on and missed. That's going to even the count here, 2-2. Here's the pitch to Payne. Breaking ball is lined into center and drops just in front of the center fielder. And that's going to be a single for Payne and an RBI, scoring Dekwa.
Stepping to the plate for the Cavaliers, center fielder number 10, Jake Metters.
Cavaliers put a 3-spot up so far with one out here in the top of the second. Great hitting there by Max Payne. Just got it over the shortstop and right in front of the center fielder. Plopped it in there for a single. Scoring Dekwa. And that's going to bring up Jake Metters, our center fielder, number 10. The pitch from Lipsy, just low. Right over the heart, but just a little bit low. For those of you out there not watching the NFL draft, Fernando Mendoza does go pick 1 to the Raiders. They get their quarterback. The pitch from Lipsy, Payne on the steal, and the ball pops out of Van Ostrand's glove, trying to make that transfer. That's going to put Payne in scoring position now. He was going on the pitch. That ball's low, outside, 3-0, or 3-0 to Metters here. That ball's high, and Metters draws the walk.
Stepping to the plate for the Cavaliers, number 8, Michael Caney.
That's going to bring up Caney back to the top of the lineup now. Cavaliers have runners at first and second, still cooking here in the top of the second. Just one out, first and second, and your leadoff man is back up. Caney tonight batting from that left-hand side, switch hitting second baseman. Ball's outside. That ball's high. 2-0 the count now to Caney. Caney is way ahead this at bat. Caney struck out in the first inning. Van Ostrand's going to call timeout, go out and talk to Lipsy, try to settle him down here in the top of the second. Again, the Cavaliers have 3 runs. You had a hit by pitch, a single by Alvarez, and then the error Dekwa reached on the error on the shortstop. And then Max Payne walked. Check that, Max Payne hit the single. And then Jake Metters walked, so we have 2 hits here in the inning. One error on the Eagles so far with 1 out here, 3-0. That ball's in there. Caney wasn't even moving the bat. 3-1. He was taken all the way on that pitch. Pitch from Lipsy's in there. 2 great pitches here from the Eagles. It's going to make the count full, run it full here. That ball's hit softly to the first baseman. Only play at first. Gets there in time. And Kane will move the runners over on that one. That was 3 unassisted if you're keeping score at home. It's going to be the second out of the inning.
Catcher, number 7, J.M. Warren.
And that's going to move the runners over to second and third here with 2 outs. And bring up Juan Miguel Juarez. Looked a bit low. Blues got that one on the lower third for a strike. 0-1 to Juan Miguel. That ball's lifted into right field. The right fielder is right there, camps under, moves about 3 steps to his left and makes the play. So Juan Miguel flies out to the right fielder. The Cavaliers score 3 runs on 2 hits, leave 2 left on base, 2 runners stranded there. And after 1.5 here in New Caney, Cavaliers 3, Eagles 0. Second pick of the draft, David Bailey out of Texas Tech goes to the Jets. He's an edge rusher, and looks like the Cardinals are on the clock. Again, District 13 6A play here in New Caney. And this is Scott Matthiesen on the call, and we'll be right back after this short break. All right, y'all, welcome back here to beautiful New Caney, Texas. Houston Sports Live here. We're moving to the bottom of the second. Number 12, Caden Pate steps in. Cardenas' first pitch is in there for a strike. Good way to start off the inning after pushing 3 across in the top. That ball's just outside. 1-1 the count. Pate rips it right back up the middle. Nothing Caden can do about that. Line drive ripped on the third pitch from Cardenas. Single from Pate puts him on first base.
That's going to bring up catcher number 3, Christian Van Ostrand.
Van Ostrand digs in, the catcher for the Eagles. Caught last night's game as well. Cardenas delivers a curveball right there on the inside corner. Great movement on that pitch. 0-1. Runners going. Curveball is a strike. The throw is just a little late. Great jump out there by Pate. Gets the stolen base. On the off-speed pitch, made it pretty difficult for Juan Miguel to get a snap throw down there. Still put it on the bag, but Pate had great wheels, beating that one out for the stolen base. Puts him on second. 2 strikes now, the count to Van Ostrand. Let's see what Cardenas deals here. Time granted by the home plate umpire. Van Ostrand says, give me a minute. Digs back in. No outs here in the bottom of the second after the steal by Pate. Puts him in scoring position. Throwback. Kane comes sneaking in from the second baseman's position. Nothing doing there. Pate gets back safely. Again, 0-2 here to Van Ostrand. Cardenas digs in, gets a sign from Juan Miguel. Here's the delivery and the pitch. Swung on and fouled back. Jeremiah Love, running back from Notre Dame, goes to the Cardinals at the 3rd overall pick of tonight's NFL draft. But we're here at 13-6A District Play, Houston Sports Live. Cardenas comes set. Here's the delivery, 0-2. Curveball just high. Great movement on that pitch. 2-1 the count now to Van Ostrand. Delivery's fouled back again off the net. One and two the count. Looks like Juan Miguel might be having some trouble getting the sign from Coach Landtrip. Caleb stretches it out, comes off the mound. He's back on set now, getting the sign. Juan Miguel looks over. Van Ostrand might get tired of this and call time again. Here he comes set now. Caleb delivers. Whoa, up and in. Nearly hits him. 2-2 the count. Van Ostrand, great movement there to get out of the way of that pitch. Here we are again, bottom of the second, no outs. Runner at second base. That's Pate out there at second for the Eagles. Pitches a curveball, it's popped up, skies it into left field, but Metters moves over from center and makes the catch. So Van Ostrand flies out to Metters in center for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up number 1, Yanzil Capizzuto. So 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Yanzil swings and fouls one back here to the netting. Capizzuto is in there. Last night had a couple great plays defensively for the Eagles in that no-run shutout 2-hitter from Curry. Cardenas steps off, fakes a throw back to second. Pate had nothing doing with that one. He wasn't very far off. Now he gets the sign, comes set. And Zeal ready for the pitch. Curveball just out of the zone. 1-1. Here's the pitch from Cardenas. It's right down middle. Just outside, maybe outside third. Fastball. 1-2 the count. Caleb gets ahead here on the senior second baseman for the Eagles, looking into Juan Miguel. Pate's got a pretty big lead out there now at second base. Michael Caney, second base. Ball's hit right to Dylan Gonzalez at short. Backhands, fires across the diamond. 6-3 on the putout. Pate takes third base on the play.
Stepping to the plate for the Eagles, first baseman, senior, number 13, Brady Lowe.
So 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Eagles got a runner at third base now. Moving over on the 6-3 putout. Gonzalez, good backhand right there. Nice solid throw across the diamond. And that's going to bring up Brady Lowe, the first baseman for the Eagles tonight, batting from the left-hand side. Pitches outside. 1-0 now to Lowe. Wide receiver Carnell Tate out of Ohio State goes number 4 to the Titans. Here's Cardenas' delivery, just outside, 2-0. I haven't gotten word if we have Australia on the broadcast tonight. We'll find out soon, I'm sure. We did have some folks from out of the country on last night. It was really neat. That pitch is ball 3 from Cardenas. Don't forget, we do have the live feedback there. Tell us where you're checking in from. Let us know how we're doing. 3-0 pitch here from Cardenas with the runner at third. That's high out of the zone. And Lowe draws a 4-pitch walk. First walk given up by Cardenas.
Next up for the Eagles, designated hitter, senior, number 14, Braden Villarreal.
Now the Eagles got something brewing here with 2 outs. That brings up number 14, the designated hitter, Braden Villarreal. First pitch inside. Nearly gets him on that one too. 1-0. Juan Miguel asks for time, comes out, talking to Caleb. Cardenas had a 10-pitch first inning. 1-2-3. Here he's at 14 right now in this inning, and the pitch is in there for a strike. Evens the count of 1-1. Villarreal didn't get any at-bats last night for the Eagles. Starting here tonight, designated hitting for Gavin Smith. In this final district, they got the runner picked off. They're watching the runner at third. Got to make sure that Pate doesn't come in. Here he comes. Throw home. The throw home just bobbles out of the glove of Juan Miguel. And Pate scores. Going back to first base was Brady Lowe. It's tough on that timing play. You really got to watch the runner at third. I think they might have had the out at second before he could have scored. But needless to say, they fired it into Juan Miguel. He bobbled the ball, and the run is in. 1-1 the count. That ball is hit. Oh, liner. Noah Roman climbs the ladder down the first baseline and snags that rip by Braden Villarreal. Villarreal goes lined right to Noah Roman at first base on a rope for the third out of the inning. And the Eagles get one run on one hit. They strand one. And after two complete here in New Caney, your score, Eagles 1 and your mighty Cavaliers 3. We'll be right back in just a minute, folks, here in beautiful New Caney, Texas. Welcome back here to New Caney High School, this beautiful sports field.
Number 17, Pucky Grego.
New pitcher here in the top of the third for New Caney is number 7, Lane Cullum. Grego leads off here at the top of the third. First pitch is a ball. Two and 0 the count. That pitch is just low, apparently. Looked pretty decent from up here. 3-0 the count to Grego. Let's see if Coach Faraday gives him the green light here. Grego has had a few home runs over the last several weeks. Whoa, and that hits him right in the back. That is not feeling good, I guarantee you. So Grego gets to first base on the hit by pitch.
To the Cavaliers, number 23, Noah Roman.
That's going to bring up Roman. Padariki down there at first base after getting hit in the back. Here in the top of the third, Cavaliers trying to get something brewing here. Roman was hit by a pitch in the second inning, so he's been on board. That pitch is outside. 1-0 the count. And the Giants pick Arwell Reese, a linebacker from Ohio State, with the 5th pick overall. As Cullum comes set here. That apparently is on the inside corner. I thought it almost hit him. 1-1, but again, the umpire has a much better view than we do way back up here in the press box. 1-1 the count now. Noah digs in. Padariki over there, he's back on the pickoff attempt, diving in. Gets back safely. Grego went 5-3 in the first inning to end the 1-2-3 set there. Now leads off on base. Noah squares the bunt. That pitch is outside. Good pitch there from Cullum, just barely missing off the corner. 2-1 the count here to Noah. Let's see what he could do with this. He attempts the bunt and misses. That's going to be strike 2. Two and two the count here to Roman. That's way outside. Runner goes, ball's dribbled down to the third baseman. He's going to come across and get Roman 5-3. So it had a little hit and run on there. Puerto Rico's going to take second base on the play. So
Now
one out here.
Cavaliers, number 19, Sergio Alvarez.
It's going to bring up Alvarez. Puerto Rico at second base now in scoring position with one out after Roman goes 5-3. Alvarez digs in. He had a single in the second inning and scored. That's a curveball in there. Good off-speed pitch there from Cullum. The count here to Sergio. Digging in, looking for some big contact. Barrel one up here. The pitch on the way is outside. Delayed steal. And they get Puerto Rico on the stolen base attempt for the second out. 1-1 the count here to Alvarez now with 2 outs. And that takes away any scoring threat at the moment. Although Alvarez did hit a couple home runs last year. I'm not sure what he did on the road this year. I know at home we didn't have any from Sergio. The curveball's in there, swung back to the pitcher on a one-hopper. Underhands it to the first baseman.
No runs.
That's Brady Lowe over there on the underhand toss from Cullum.
In the top of the third.
So pretty easy inning from Cullum after the stolen base attempt, picking off Puerto Rico at third base there. So 1-3 if you're keeping score at home here on Sergio Alvarez to finish out the inning. They go down in order now. And we're going to move to the bottom of the third. Our score is still Cavaliers 3, Eagles 1. And we'll be right back, folks, after this short commercial break.
Left fielder, number 6, txhsbsb.
Welcome back here to New Caney as we move into the bottom of the third inning. Bottom of the third, txhsbsb leads off. Pitch from Cardenas is hit into the gap in left center. That's going to be tough. Metters on a horse. Oh, my goodness. He makes a great shoestring catch in left center. Wow, I thought that was double all the way. Metters says, oh, no, I've got you. And makes a great play in center field. txhsbsb just barreled that one up. L8, one pitch,
Now
one
batting
out.
for the Eagles, senior, number 2, Lipsy.
That's going to bring Lipsy up for his second at bat, back to the top of the lineup. What a great play out there by Metters, showing off that speed. Lipsy went 4-3 in the first inning, leading off the game, or leading off the bottom of the first. That ball just misses. 1-0. Lipsy batting from the left-hand side. Here's the delivery from Cardenas. It's fouled down the third base side. That evens the count at 1-1. Looks like the Chiefs have traded with Cleveland to move up and take a cornerback from LSU, Mansour Delane. So we have our first trade in the NFL draft. Lipsy pops it up to second base, in behind the first baseman. Kane's there. So Lipsy pops up to Kane at second base before for the second out.
Lopez.
It's going to bring up Lopez, the number 2 hitter. He reached on an error in the first inning. Hit a ball right to the shortstop. That's popped, skied up. Gonzalez is looking to call it, and he gloves it. Easy inning. 5 pitches for Cardenas in that inning after 14 in the second. And the Eagles go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. And after 3 complete here in New Caney, Cavaliers 3, Eagles 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after this short commercial break. Thank you for joining us here again. Houston Sports Live from New Caney High School in New Caney, Texas. Scott Matthiesen here on the call for Houston Sports Live, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Leading off for the Cavaliers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to New Caney. Cavaliers are going to start the top of the 4th here. They're up 3-1. First pitch to Dequa is up high, out of the zone, ball 1. That pitch is in there for a strike. Evens up the count, 1-1. Curveball is just inside, misses. 2-1 now to Ethan. Senior from the Cavaliers. Last night, again, senior night. That pitch is in there. Evens things up here, 2-2 to start off the 4th inning to Dequa. That pitch misses. 3-2. Fouled straight back into the netting here. Still full to Dequa. Swing and a miss. Ethan goes down on strikes here. Strikeout for Cullum. That's the first of the evening for him.
Next up,
And that's going to bring up number 4, Dylan Gonzalez. Just outside. That pitch is bounced to the shortstop. Two-hopper comes across the body, pulls the first baseman off the bag. Gonzalez is going to get an infield single on that one. That was a tough play. Gonzo down at first base on the single, infield. That's going to bring up number 14, Max Payne, for the Cavaliers. Max in, had a nice single in the second inning. Gets a rip on that one. 0-1 the count to Payne. Gonzo over at first base. One out here in the top of the fourth. Cullum comes set, throws over. Gonzo back, dives in safely. In the 7th pick, it looks like the Washington football team has picked Sonny Styles out of Ohio State. They go defense with linebacker. Cullum comes set. The ball's hit to right field on the line. Comes in. They're going to try to double up Gonzalez at first, but not in time. So Payne puts good contact on the bat. Lines out to the right fielder for the second out.
For the Cavaliers, number 10, Jake Metters.
Thought that might have got down at first when it came off the bat. And that's going to bring up Jake Metters, who walked in the second inning. Pitches way outside. Throw down, snap throw is not in time. Want to know the count here to Metters with 2 outs. Cullum comes set. Curveball's in there for a strike to Metters. 1-1 the count. Cullum comes set. Throw over again. Van Ostrand kind of came out of his stance almost in the left-handed batter's box there. Pitches on the outside third, and Metters fouls it off down the first baseline. 1-2 the count now to Metters here. 2 outs with Gonzo at first base. Metters trying to extend the inning here. Cullum trying to shut him down. Looking for a 2-out, 2-strike punch out here to end the top of the fourth. Cullum comes set, and the pitch fouled back again. One and two the count here to Metters. One and two here. Jake digs in. Cullum comes set. Gonzo, big lead over there. Ball outside. Nothing doing. Gonzalez stays at first. Now leaving the count here, 2-2. Curveball inside. Metters works a full count. Three and two, 2 outs. Gonzo will be on the move here on the pitch. There he goes, and the pitch is swung on and fouled back over the net. Good battle here between Cullum and Metters, the 9-hole hitter tonight in the top of the 4th. Metters takes his time, gathers himself, gets back into the box. Cullum gets a sign from Van Ostrand. He comes set. Gonzalez is gone again and swung on and missed. Cullum gets the strikeout to end the 4th inning. Strikes out 2 here in the inning. And that's going to do it for the Cavaliers in the 4th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on.
Your score is on the scoreboard.
And that's going to complete the top of the 4th here in New Caney. The Cavaliers holding on to that 3-1 lead. And we'll be right back for the bottom of the 4th after this short commercial break. All right, welcome back here to the bottom of the 4th inning. Tyler Rodriguez steps in for the Eagles. First pitch from Cardenas is swung on and lifted. Right fielder, check that, coming in, makes the catch. A 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th.
Next up for the Eagles, senior number 12, Caney.
So Rodriguez flies out to right field for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out. Great ratio for Cardenas starting here in the 4th. That's going to bring up number 12, center fielder Caden Pate for the Eagles. He scored the Eagles' run in the 2nd. Had that nice hit right back up the middle. 1-0 the count. That pitch is swung on and fouled back. 1-1 to Pate. Pitch is in there for a strike. 1-2 the count now to Pate. Here's Cardenas' delivery, curveball. They're saying it hit him. Dead ball there.
Runner on for the Eagles, going to bring up number 3, Christian Van Ostrand.
So Pate's hit by the pitch. That'll put him on here with 1 out. At first base, the Eagle catcher steps in. Number 3, Christian Van Ostrand. Boy, you hate to do that. A 1-2 hit the batter on the inside curveball that just didn't hit the right spot. Throw over. Back diving in is Pate at first base. Again, 3-1 the score here. Your Cavaliers are winning. in the bottom of the fourth with one out. Cardenas comes set. Gets the sign. Fastball just barely misses on the inside corner. 1-0 the count here to the catcher, the Eagle catcher, Van Ostrand. He flew out to center Metters actually in the second inning. Curveball missed. Juan Miguel's throw just off the mark. And Pate gets another stolen base. He had one in the second inning that led to him getting in a scoring position and scoring that lone Eagle run in the second. So 1-0 the count here to Van Ostrand. Bunt attempt. He did go. The throw down to third. Just under the tag. So stolen base. Are they saying they may have said he fouled the ball off on the bunt attempt? Okay. So we have a foul ball on the bunt attempt, and they send Pate back to second. It was a foul tip because Miguel had the ball in the glove. Cardenas comes set. Van Ostrand calls time from the umpire, is granted, steps out. So Pate goes back to second on the apparent foul ball on the bunt attempt from the catcher. Here's Cardenas. Kane sneaking over. Curveball swung on him, fouled down the third baseline into the netting near the new Caney dugout. 1-2 the count now to the catcher, Van Ostrand. See if Cardenas can get him to chase here. Last time he went 1-2, he hit Pate to get him on base. So let's see if we can get a different outcome here. Looks back at Pate, delivers a fastball. It's ripped into the gap in right center. That's going to go to the wall. Pate will score. That ball bounces down in the warning track. Van Ostrand, the catcher's digging for third. He's going to make it easy. That ball was drilled into the gap. That was on a line, and it just bobbled away from the right fielder there.
And lines a triple to the right center gap. Scores a run for the Eagles.
So Van Ostrand with the triple,
Caney.
scoring Pate from second base. Now Cavaliers bring the infield in. And a runner at third with one out. And Yanzel Capizzuto steps in, the second baseman. Curveball just missing. Oh, check that. We have a pinch hitter. That's number 15. Ryan Canning steps in to bat here for Yanzel. Number 15, the pinch hitter this inning. That's in there for a strike. 1-1 the count now to Canning. Here's the pitch from Cardenas. Infield curveball's right there, inside corner. 1-2 now to Canning. Cardenas comes set. Cavaliers have the infield in here with one out. Curveball swung on, belted down the left field line. Just foul. Man, Canning turned on that one real well. Long foul ball. No harm here. One and two the count to Canning after that line drive foul ball down the left field line. One out here, runner at third. Cardenas comes set in the pitch. Inside it hit him. Whoa, and the bat Canning flipped, almost takes out the on-deck batter. Woo, Brady Lowe had to duck and get out of the way of that bat flip. That's dangerous right there. So Ryan Canning is hit by a pitch and gets on to first.
Senior number 13, Brady Lowe.
So that's two hit batters from Cardenas here on the inside corner. And that's going to bring up Lowe. And Coach Lantrip's going to call timeout, come out and talk to Caleb. So the Eagles have something brewing here. One in already. First and third with one out. Pate scoring on the triple from the catcher, Christian Van Ostrand. And then Ryan Caney, the pinch hitter, gets hit. So New Caney has first and third here with one out. Coach Lantrip out to chat with Mr. Cardenas. Again, District 13 6A play here. Houston Sports Live. Scott Matthiesen on the call. Happy Thursday to y'all. Thank you for joining us on the broadcast here on Houston Sports Live. Hopefully you're enjoying tonight's contest. Now a one-run game with New Caney closing the distance here. So the conference is broken up by the home plate umpire. Coach Lantrip is coming off, and everybody's going back to their positions. Base runners getting set, and that's going to bring up Lowe. He's the first baseman tonight. He drew a walk in the second inning. We left him stranded there after Villarreal smoked the ball down the first baseline, and Noah Roman went up the ladder to get that third out. Here's our lefty. First pitch, ball. Want to know the count here to Lowe. Cardenas, quick throw over. Oh, nearly gets the back leg of Canning diving back in. Good idea there. Sometimes. It's scary with first and third because if that ball gets away a little bit, that runner's coming in to tie the game. So Cardenas comes set, bunt attempt. No runner coming down third. The throw to first gets the out. So Lowe is out 1-3 on the bunt attempt. That'll be the second out of the inning.
To the plate for the Eagles, senior number 14, Braden Villarreal.
That moves the runners to second and third, though, so literally does the job. Getting two runners in scoring position here for the Eagles with two outs now. And that's going to bring up Braden Villarreal, who lined to Noah Roman back in the second inning. First pitch is in there for a strike from Cardenas. Oh, 0-1 the count. Two runners in scoring position here for the Eagles. Two down in the bottom of the fourth. One run in. On the one hit, the big triple by the catcher. Here's the pitch. Oh, a little dinker back to first base again. Noah Roman comes in. Just a little pop-up flare. And that was an easy out from Villarreal there. So L3P3 for him.
Put up a run in the bottom of the fourth inning.
And that's going to do it in the fourth. But the Eagles score one run on one hit. They strand two. And after four complete here in beautiful New Caney, Texas, your score, Eagles 2, your mighty Cavaliers 3. We'll be right back for the fifth inning, folks. We'll be right back soon after this quick commercial break.
Eagles, senior number 11, Tyler Rodriguez.
Welcome back here to New Caney, Texas, Houston Sports Live. District 13 6A play here. Moving to the 5th inning. Michael Cain's going to lead things off for the Cavaliers. We have a new pitcher in for New Caney here to work the 5th. Tyler Rodriguez is going to take the mound. Cain, again, staying on that left-hand side with the right-hander throwing. And the first pitch to Cain is outside. So the Eagles score 1 on the big bomb triple from the catcher into the gap in right center and make this a 3-2 game. Cain swings, fouls that one way out of play down the third baseline. 1-1 to Cain here to open up the 5th inning. That's in there for a strike. Cain falls behind here, 1-2. That pitch is outside. Count evens up, 2-2 to our leadoff hitter here in the top of the 5th. Curveball just outside. Oh, Van Oostrom wanted to throw that down to third. He thought he had a corner on that one. It was close. Cain goes full. Rodriguez set, delivers. Swing and a miss. Good pitch there by Rodriguez. Gets Cain down swinging.
Stepping to the plate for the Cavaliers, number 7, J.M. Warren.
That's going to bring up Juan Miguel. One out here. First pitch is low to Juan. Struck out in the first inning and flew out to right field in the second. 0 for 2 looking to get on the board here. Nice single or double for Juan Miguel would be nice. 1-1 counts even. Fouled back. 1-2 the count here to Juan Miguel in the top of the 5th. Juan Miguel gets time requested and granted from the umpire. Digs back in here, 1-2. The pitch from Rodriguez. Curveball inside. That was nearly on the inside corner. evens up the count here to Juan Miguel Juarez, 2-2. JM digs in, and the pitch from Rodriguez swung on and lifted to right field down the line. That may be trouble. The right fielder makes a great play over there. Great wheels to get to that ball right down the line. Thought that might have been trouble off the bat. Great play out there by the Eagle right fielder. That's
number 17, Bucky Powaka-Grego.
Lopez, I believe, in right field tonight. 2 outs. That's going to bring up Patariki Powaka-Grego for the Cavaliers here with 2 down. Grego got hit in the back last at bat. First pitch is a ball in Patariki's last game as a Cavalier, senior tonight. Pitch delivered low. 2-0 the count. Gets ahead here. So the Eagles quickly put 2 down here in the top of the 5th. Patariki trying to get something going here with 2 outs. Rodriguez delivers. The ball's check swinged and right back to the pitcher on 1 hop. Fires over to first. And Powaka-Grego goes 1-3 to end the top of the 5th. 1-2-3 for the Cavaliers that inning. Pretty easy work from Rodriguez coming in. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base here in the top of the 5th. And we'll be right back for the Eagle bottom of the 5th inning here from New Caney, Texas, right after these brief messages. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to New Caney, Texas. Tonight's broadcast on Houston Sports Live is brought to you in stunning 2K Quad HD with an enhanced 4K Ultra HD presentation. Closed captioning is also available for the hearing impaired. Once again, Scott Matthiesen here on the call from New Caney, Texas as we move to the bottom of the 5th. J.J. Isom is stepping in. Curveball from Cardenas just misses. To start off the bottom of the 5th inning here. Two and 0 the count. Pitch from Cardenas is in there. 2-1 to Isom, the 9-hole hitter. He's the right fielder tonight. Check that left fielder. That ball misses just barely out of the zone. 3-1. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. That pitch is laced into left center. Metters moves about 4 steps to his right to track it down. Single from Isom here to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning.
That'll bring up senior number 2, Kason Lipsy.
That's going to bring up Lipsy back to the plate, or the starting pitcher for the Eagles tonight. Lipsy batting from the left-hand side. Runner at first base. Caleb delivers. Bunt attempt. Right back to Cardenas. Roman covers first. Barely makes the play. Little contact over there. No harm, no foul. Roman's shaking it off. The bunt, the sack.
Stepping to the plate for the Eagles, number 8, Peyton Lopez.
So that moves the runner into scoring position. Isom will take second on the bunt, on the sacrifice. One out here. Coach is talking to the umpire about the collision or the running there. I didn't think it was anything malicious. They both have, he's got a right to the baseball, the runner's got a right to the bag. So he's conferring now with the home plate umpire. And they will keep the out at first. So Lipsy on the sacrifice bunt is going to be the first out of the inning. Again, like I said, moving J.J. Isom over into scoring position at second base. And that's going to bring up number 8, Peyton Lopez. Pitch to Lopez is just out of the zone. Throw back to second. Back in there safely. 1-0 the count to Lopez. Isom down at second base. Pitch from Cardenas is swung on and missed. And will even the count at 1-1. Just a wonderful night again for baseball here in New Caney after some crazy weather we had here in Houston the last couple of days. Cardenas comes set. He's going to do the spin move back to Gonzo, trying to sneak in the backside and catch Isom sleeping, but he was so close to the bag. No need to even throw back. The pitch delivered, stroked down the right field line and foul out of play. 1-2 the count now. One and two the count. Cardenas looking for a K here in the bottom of the 5th. Get the second out. And of course, Peyton Lopez has other plans here. Curveball swinging and missing. Great pitch from Cardenas. Excellent movement on that one. That off speed gets the strikeout.
Stepping to the plate for the Eagles, senior number 11, Tyler Rodriguez.
Great pitch from Cardenas there. That's going to bring up the lefty, Tyler Rodriguez, number 11. He's flowing out to left field and flowing out to right, 0 for 2 tonight. Cardenas comes set. That ball's on the outside corner, 0-1. Good location there on the fastball. Three to 2 here in the bottom of the 5th, 2 outs. Runner in scoring position for the Eagles, looking to take advantage of that and tie this one up. Cardenas peeking back at second base and then Rodriguez calls time from the home plate umpire. He's granted. Checks back into the box, waving that bat back and forth. Caleb looks back to second, delivers the pitch. They get him on the outside corner. Two strikes. Ooh, Rodriguez wasn't sure about that one. Oh and 2 here. Caleb looking for the strikeout to end the inning. Rodriguez looking for something different here. Outside and high. Little pitch out. Throwaway pitch there. 1 and 2 the count. Caleb looks in, gets the sign from Juan Miguel. Rodriguez digs in. 1 and 2 count here from Cardenas. The runner goes. The ball's hit to Kane at second base. Gobbles it up. Fires across. Oh, and the ball is lost out of the glove of Roman over near the College Park dugout. Routine play goes awry. It's going to be a throwing error on Kane. Brought Noah Roman way off the bag. So Rodriguez is going to be on the E4, and that pushes Isom in and ties this ball game now with 2 outs. Rodriguez is going to be pinch ran for.
Your attention, please. Running for the pitcher, number 16, Christopher Reeves.
Christopher Reeves is the courtesy runner. Rodriguez, the pitcher of record. So 3-3 here.
Number 12, Caney.
Eagles have tied it up. A runner at first base now. 2 down. Cardenas digs in. Pickoff move. Courtesy runner gets back. Caden Pate here, the center fielder. He's been on board 2 times, scored 2 runs, hit by pitch, and also had a single in the second. 1-0. Cardenas peeks over at first base, comes set. Swing and a miss. Evens up the count to Pate, 1-1. Two Alabama players go back to back here in picks 12 and 13. Ohio State and Alabama players coming off the board quickly here in the first round. Oh, Cardenas hits him right in the back. And that's going to put Pate on. Hit by pitch again. He was hit last inning as well. That's going to move Rodriguez, or the courtesy runner, over to second base.
Stepping to the plate for the Eagles, number 3, Christian Van Ostrand.
That's going to bring up the catcher, Van Ostrand, who bombed the triple to the wall in right center. And that's going to be a timeout, and Coach Faraday is coming out. That might be the end for Caleb tonight. We'll see what he decides to do here on the visit. And that looks like it will be all for Cardenas tonight. So far the Eagles have 1 run in on 1 hit, and then they have the error. We had the E4, hit by pitch, the sack bunt. So they have 1 run on 1 hit, and the runners are still going to be responsible here to Cardenas here in the bottom of the 5th. As Bogan comes in, number 21, to hopefully close out the 5th inning here for the Cavaliers. Bogan taking his warm-ups. Again, we're all tied up here in New Caney, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, this could be your business that I'm going to talk about right now. We're talking about burger shacks. We're talking about car washes, record stores, video places, restaurants, even car dealerships, radio stations, whatever it may be. Playoff baseball is quickly approaching us here in Texas. District 13 6A. Playoff advertising packages are available now, giving you recurring brand exposure on each and every Houston Sports Live broadcast. This 2026 baseball season, again, is approaching the end and coming up to the playoffs. Tonight, our last game in District 13 6A, and packages for all budgets are available now and guarantee you as a part of the action here in May as we continue into the playoffs in Texas baseball. To learn more about this opportunity, head to our website at houstonsports.live, click on the Advertise tab, fill out the contact form to get the process started today. I could be talking about your company tomorrow. Again, get those broadcast and playoff advertisings ready for us. Houston Sports Live, we'd love to talk about it, and we'd love to make sure that your company is being highlighted on our broadcast as we approach Texas 13 6A playoffs. In the pitch now is Seth Bogan, number 21. Eagles have runners at first and second.
To the plate for the Eagles, number 3, Christian Van Ostrom.
The catcher, Van Ostrom, steps in with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. All knotted up at 3 now. Bogan comes set. First pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 the count to Van Ostrand. Two runners on for the Eagles here. First and second, 2 outs. Bogan comes set. Looks back at the runner at second base. And the catcher, Van Ostrand, requests time from the home plate umpires. Granted, steps off. Everybody will reset here. There was a lot of looking back at second base and not much going on. Kane is just kind of standing near the bag, but no movement from Gonzo or Kane to try to get back and double him up or pick him off. Pitcher Bogan gets away from JM, but nice block out in front of the plate. Stays in front of it. 1-1. One and 1 in the count to the Eagle catcher here in the bottom of the 5th. Bogan comes set, delivers, curveball, off speed, just a little bit high. 2-1 the count. Van Ostrand just put a rocket into right center field in the last inning. Pocky couldn't get to it in time. It was a rocket off the bat and made it to the wall. Bogan's pitch is fouled back. Evens up the count here in New Caney. 2-2 to the catcher with 2 outs, 2 on. Bottom of the 5th. Eagles have 1 run in here already in the bottom of the 5th inning to tie it up 3-3. Let's see what Bogan can do here with the catcher for the Eagles. Comes set, gets a sign from Miguel, and the pitch is on the way. The runners are going, and the ball is outside. JM can't come up with it cleanly, and the runners will advance. Stolen bases. The double steal in play here from the Eagles. Now the count is full to their catcher, Van Ostrand. Runners at second and third with 2 outs. Juan Miguel gets the call in from Coach Landtrip, the Cavalier coaching staff. Bogan comes set, and the 3-2 is on the way. It's high. Van Ostrand draws a walk. And the sacks are juiced here for the Eagles. Coach is coming down. Do we have a pinch hitter? And no, looks like Enzil Capizzuto is returning back into the lineup. Canning had pinch hit for him the last at bat. So we have him re-entering.
Now batting for the Eagles, senior number 1, Enzil Capizzuto.
So Capizzuto re-enters here in the bottom of the 5th after being pinch hit for last inning. Canning was hit by a pitch, got stranded at first base. So 2 outs here. Bogan comes set. Cavalier infield is back. Regular depth. Pitch bounces in there. Great stop by JM to keep that one in front of him. 1-0. Eagles looking to crack this one wide open here in the bottom of the 5th, folks. Again, District 13 6A finale tonight. Bogan's pitch is in there for a strike. Both of these teams, unfortunately, have no playoff aspirations or hopes this year. Looking to turn over new leaf next year, come back solid. New Caney will be playing in 5A next year. Pitch from Bogan. Oh, it looks like he kind of offered out that one, but what are they saying? No swing. Looked like he offered from here, but again, like I said, we've got the home plate umpire has a much better view and the infield umpire than we do from the press box. 2-1 the count now to the senior Enzil, number 1. And Bogan comes set. No place to put him. That ball's up and in. 3-1 the count now to Capizzuto. Bogan comes set and the delivery in there for a strike. Looked a little high, but we'll go with that. That's going to run the count full here in the bottom of the 5th. 3-2, 2 outs. Base is juiced here for the Eagles in the bottom of the 5th. 1 run in already. And the 1 hit, Cavalier error, hit by pitch. And here's the delivery on the 3-2. The runners can go. Ball 4. It's going to bring in another Eagle on the walk. Don't get discouraged. Keep an eye on that runner over there. Looks, yep. JM called him on it. Looked like Bogan might have lost attention over there for a minute, but gathered it back very quickly. So we have a walk issued here.
13, Brady Lowe.
That's going to bring up Lowe, and on the walk, Rodriguez comes in to score. That's going to bring up number 13, Brady Lowe. That first pitch is out of the zone again. 1-0 now, the count to Lowe. Still 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Now the Eagles are up. That ball's in there for a strike. Evens the count of 1-1. Again, Cavalier infield regular depth, 2 outs. Bogan comes set. That's outside. Two and 1 the count now. Here's the pitch to Lowe. He calls time, granted. Lowe walked in the 2nd inning, got stranded there at first base, and went 1-3 in the 4th. So he's 0 for 1 with a walk. 2-1 the count here. Juan Miguel chatting it up with Bogan out at the mound. Umpires starting to take a little stroll out there to break it up. Juan Miguel has his stuff, says what he needs to, and heads back to the plate. Again, the Eagles have 2 in here in the bottom of the 5th to take the 4-3 lead. See if Bogan can stop the bleeding. 2 outs. Low at the plate. 2-1 the count. Gets the sign, comes set. The delivery is in there for a strike. Good pitch right there. 2-2 evens the count up. Brady Lowe playing first base tonight. Lefty in there. 2-2. Bogan's pitch. Swung on and fouled over into the Eagle dugout down there. Rolls down the third baseline. Two and two the count. 2 outs. Bases loaded. Bottom of the 5th here in New Caney, Texas. Bogan gets the sign from Juan Miguel. Delivers the pitch, and it's swung on and chopper to the third baseman. Alvarez makes the play, throws across, not in time. The runner comes home, but they got him out. So we get the 1 run.
Your Eagles pick up 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning, taking the lead 5-3.
So Lowe goes 5-3, makes it safe on the error. And then the throwback to get Van Ostrand out at the plate for the 3rd out. On the play, Caden Pate scores. So the Eagles push 3 across. Cavaliers have 2 errors in the inning, hit batter and a walk. And the Eagles score 3 runs here in the bottom of the 5th and take a 5-3 lead. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back here in New Caney, Texas after a short break. Welcome back here to New Caney, Texas, as we move to the 6th inning. Eagles score 3 in the bottom of the 5th. Coach Parody having a discussion here with the umpire. It looks like we may have some pinch hitters here in the 6th inning for your Cavaliers. Looks like Aiden Medina will be coming out to lead off the top of the 6th. That is official now. It is Medina. Aiden Medina stepping in.
Leading off for the Cavaliers, number 13, Aiden Medina.
He'll bat for Roman here in the top of the 6th inning. (5-3) here, Eagles, after scoring 3 in the bottom of the 5th. And we just lost all the lights here in the stadium. I don't know what just happened, folks, but we just went dark. I believe it was the announcer when he plugged in his iPad. Joking, of course. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into a weather delay here, for lack of better terms. I don't have a screen that says lights went out, so we'll be back here in just a minute as we get things squared away here in the top of the 6th inning. Couldn't ask for anything better on my birthday to have a delay. And they come back on right when I was going to weather delay. I was just mentioning it is my birthday tonight, and I didn't want to be here any longer than I really had to be, but thank you, gentlemen. Thank you out there for listening on Houston Sports Live. I hope the catcher's all right. I think he got hit by the pitch because the lights went out right when Rodriguez delivered. I've never seen such a thing in my life in high school baseball, but that's why we do it. Crazier things can happen. So hopefully Van Ostrand's okay. It looks like he might have got it in the neck or something maybe. Coach is coming out to take a look as well. It's kind of hard to catch a ball when you can't see it in the dark. Very interesting, but thank God for LED lights so we don't have a delay in warm-ups for the lights to come back on. Beautiful stadium here on the sports turf with excellent lighting now. Not much of a delay. So there's no pitch called on that one. And Medina leads off and steps in. First pitch from Rodriguez. It's in there, drilled back. One hopper to the second baseman behind second base. Turns and fires. Wide throw. Gets past the first baseman, but the catcher's right there to get it. No try for an advancement from Medina. Now he's going to be on the error from the second baseman, E4. That's going to bring up Alvarez now with one on.
Cavaliers, number 19, Sergio Alvarez.
Alvarez looks down, gets the sign from Coach Faraday. Nobody out here. Leadoff man on the error. Just what the Cavaliers need here. They need some traffic, couple base runners to get this thing tied up in the top of the 6th. Pitch to Alvarez. Oh, almost runs in and hits him. The ball gets away from the catcher. Medina's down to second on the wild pitch. Now Medina in scoring position here, 1-0 to Alvarez. Medina down at second base now. Rodriguez digs in, gets the sign, the delivery, puts it right in there with the off speed. 1-1 now to Sergio, another senior Cavalier, playing in his last game tonight as a College Park Cavalier. Looking forward to good things from him moving on. And the pitch swung on and missed on the curveball. Sergio's younger brother will be coming up hopefully into the program. Now a Knox Knight, or junior high. 1-2 the count to Sergio. Rodriguez getting the sign from Van Ostrand. Comes set. Look back to second. The pitch, the curveball's up and out of the zone, inside and high. Sergio battling here. Evens up the count, 2-2. No need for Medina to try to advance here, in my opinion, with nobody out in the sixth with the leadoff man at second. Pitch is swung on and missed. Alvarez just over the top of that one. And Rodriguez gets the strikeout.
Next up for the Cavaliers, number 6, Ethan Dekwa.
One out here to Dekwa. Steps in. First pitch is fouled back. It looks like it might get out a play. Oh, a diving attempt over there by the first baseman near the Cavalier dugout. Brady Lowe, great attempt over there trying to get to that one. It's going to be a foul ball from Dekwa. 0-1 the count. Rodriguez comes set. Curveball's hit on the right side, past the diving first baseman Lowe into right field. Dekwa gets the single. And that's going to move Medina to third. So the Cavaliers got something brewing here. First and third with one out as Gonzo comes to the plate. Dylan digs in. Rodriguez gets the sign, comes set. First and third, one out here. Dylan squares the bunt and fouls it straight back. Oh, and 1 the count to Gonzo. Again, Medina at third after getting on the error by the second baseman. Capizzuto. Pitch outside. Not sure if they had a fake throw to second there. They thought maybe the Cavaliers had something going. 1-1 the count now to Gonzalez. Move over to first base. Dekwa gets back easy. 1-1 the count here in New Caney. One out, top of the sixth. Cavaliers have first and third. Rodriguez comes set. The pitch to curveball's hitting the gap in between short and third. That's going to score Medina from third base. Dylan Gonzalez with the RBI. Rocket shot between the third baseman and the shortstop. That's going to score Medina.
Next up for the Cavaliers, number 14, Max.
Dekwa moves to second on the single, and that's going to bring up Max Payne. Cavaliers cut this lead in half here from 2 to 1 run. 5-4 now. First and second. One out. Pitch to Payne is hit in the gap in right field. The right fielder's on his horse. He gets it. They're going to double him off at second base. Dekwa's way down, almost to third. What a great play by the right fielder. Woo! Man, you take a chance at that one, trying to score.
Play by Peyton right field to end the inning.
Max Payne laces one into right center.
Run as the Eagles keep the lead 5-4.
The right fielder, I believe that's Lopez, makes a great catch on his horse for the second out, and then they double up Dekwa at second base for the third out. So a very promising inning gets doubled up here, but the Cavaliers do score one. And now we're 5-4, moving to the bottom of the sixth. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after this short commercial break.
Number 9,
All
Gavin.
right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to New Caney, Texas. We're moving to the bottom of the sixth. Bogan comes back in for a second inning of work here. First pitch is a ball. Promising inning there, like I said, ended real quickly with the great play out there in right field by Lopez, New Caney. And Deckwa didn't, there's no way they thought they were going to get to that baseball. 1-1 the count here. Bogan evens it up. Pitch is outside. So that double play goes 9-4. Check that 9-6. Fly ball lifted to right, coming in hard. Makes the catch on his knees. That's Padariki Pawaka Grego out there. So Villarreal lines to right field for the first out.
Stepping to the plate, senior number 20, Josue Flores.
We've got a pinch hitter after coming in on defense for the Eagles. Number 20, Josue Flores. Thank you to my comrade PA announcer here. Flores pops up. Kane moves over behind first base. Ooh, he almost ball. Actually, Medina is now playing second base. Dylan Gonzalez has moved to first. So Josue Flores pops up to the second baseman. Two quick outs here. And that's going to bring the Eagles back to the top of the order. We have some movement here defensively. I'll try to get you caught up. Dylan Gonzalez is now at first. Medina is playing second. The pitch to Lipsky is in there for a strike. Let's see. Gonzalez moved from short. That would mean Michael Kane has moved to shortstop. And Sergio's still at third. That ball's choppered out in front of the plate. And Bogan throws it high. Tried to rifle it 8,000 miles an hour. Gets away from Gonzalez. And that's going to put Lipsy at second base on the error. And go E1 actually for a two-base error. Bogan just tried to put too much on that throw. You can see it from here. He just rifled it.
Now bring up number 8, Peyton Lopez.
It's going to bring up Lopez now with two outs in the bottom of the sixth. And Lipsky at second base. Take a deep breath. Seth out there on the mound. Gets the sign from Juan Miguel. Metters is still in center, checking left field. Still Max Payne out there in left. So just a couple changes here for the Cavaliers on defense. That pitch misses. 1-0 the count. Lopez got on the error in the first inning and went P6 and struck out in the fifth. That pitch misses. 2-0 now to Lopez. Here in the bottom of the sixth, 5-4. 1-1. No, umpire's calling 1-1. I thought it was 2-0. We'll make that adjustment. So Bogan looks back at second base. I missed a strike call. So 1-1 here. I think everybody in the stadium missed the strike call. Scoreboard had 2-0 as well. Bogan comes set in the pitch. Just outside. Lopez holds off. Now it's 2-1. Again, finale for District 13 6A play tonight as Juan Miguel calls time, goes out to talk with Seth. 2 outs here on the bottom of the sixth. 2 quick outs and then the big throwing error on the 2-hopper back to the pitcher. Still well within striking distance here for the Cavaliers as we're getting close to coming into the last inning of the last game for some of these seniors here tonight for New Caney and for College Park. It's always a tearjerker when you hit that last game and you know that there's no tomorrow to play baseball, at least at the high school level here in Texas 13-6A. Bogan's pitch. It's in there for a strike. 2-2. Evens the count up here to Lopez. I know I've seen some seasons where guys just want to lay on the dirt and they don't want to move. They don't want to come off the field after the game. I totally get it and understand. They put a lot of effort. Runner goes. Pitch is fouled down the right field line. See if it's playable, and it is. Dylan Gonzalez makes a great play just on the backside of the Cavalier dugout, and that's going to end the bottom of the sixth. So Lopez pop-up foul in foul territory down the first baseline. That's our third out here. So no runs, no hits, 1 error on the Cavaliers. And that does it for 6 complete here in New Caney. Ladies and gentlemen, your score, New Caney Eagles 5, Cavaliers 4. We'll be right back in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to New Caney as we move into the 7th inning. Jake Metters leads off for the Cavaliers. Rodriguez still dealing. That pitch is high out of the zone. Rodriguez working the 3rd inning work now. 1-0 to Metters as we enter the last inning of the 2026 season here in District 13 6A for these two teams. 1-1 the count here. Rodriguez rocks and fires. That's in there. Woo. That was right down the middle. That was a pitch that Jake would probably want to have back and rip into the right center gap. 1-2 now. Rodriguez looking for that punch out here to start the 7th inning. Rocks and fires and gets it. Metters goes down swinging. Little bit extra oomph there on Rodriguez on that pitch. You could see it.
Now batting for the Cavaliers, number 8, Michael Caney.
It's going to bring us back to the top of the order. Back to Michael Caney. So 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Caney looking to get something going here for the Cavaliers. Rodriguez fires. That's outside. Ball 1 to Michael Caney. He's 0 for 3 tonight. 2 strikeouts and then went 3 unassisted in the second. It's odd for Michael. He's been swinging a good bat, getting on base, great percentage. That pitch misses, 2-0. If we can get a walk here, get him on base, get that leadoff second man on. Get something going for the Cavaliers here. Rodriguez deals. He's got other intentions. I think he's picked up the pace a little bit. It looks like that ball is moving a little quicker out of his hands here this inning. Adrenaline pumping. Bottom of the 7th, or check that top of the 7th. Looking to get that save in there for a strike. 2 strikes on Caney. Evens up the count 2-2. Pitches outside. That's going to work the count full here to Caney, 3-2. Here, Coach Hoppman, they're 90 feet. They want this base runner on. Try to extend this inning here. Caney's got great wheels if he can get on base. Pitch is popped up right back into the netting, straight back behind us here. Count will stay 3-2. Rodriguez came in the 5th. So actually Rodriguez would be in here for the win. Caney swings and misses on that pitch. So 2 strikeouts here in the top of the 7th. And the Cavaliers are down to their last out of the season.
Number 7, J.M. Warren.
Up to Juan Miguel here to extend this inning and get something going. Rodriguez did come in the 5th and took over for Cullum. Cullum pitched the 4th. Rodriguez pitched the 5th. And that's when the Eagles scored their 3 runs to take the lead. So he's looking for the victory tonight and closing it out himself. Like I said, it looks like that speed on that fastball is lifted since the last inning. Maybe adrenaline, knowing this is the last game of the season for 26. Rodriguez deals. Curveball inside to Juan Miguel. 1-0 the count. JM trying to get something started here for the Cavaliers. Their last hopes here. 2 outs. That pitch is in there. Again, Rodriguez dealing with the fastball. 1-1 the count. Nobody on. 2 outs here in New Caney. That pitch is in there as well. 1-2 now to Juan Miguel. He asked for time. Granted by the umpire. Takes a deep breath, digs back in. Cavaliers down to their last strike here. Rodriguez looking to close it out. Swung on and drilled to center field, but right at the center fielder, comes in 4 steps, makes the grab. And New Caney takes the win in the final game of the 2026 District 13 6A. Big backflip back there by the center fielder. That was Pate. Pate had scored 3 runs here tonight. Well deserving of the backflip. So Juarez drives one to center, lines out.
Take care of the Cavaliers by a final score of 5.
Cavaliers go down in order here in the top of the 7th. 1, 2, 3. And your final score, New Caney 5, College Park 4. And we'll be right back to wrap things up.
Caney High School baseball. Thank you for
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to New Caney High School. And our game is officially over here. Final score, New Caney 5 runs on 4 hits, 2 errors. Rodriguez picks up the win, working the 5th and the 6th and the 7th inning. No runs, 1 run for the Cavaliers in the 6th. But Rodriguez gets the victory here for the Eagles, and the Eagles go 5 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors as they win the finale here in District 13 6A and sweep the Cavaliers here in New Caney, 1 away, 1 home from last night. As we know, had to move up here because of the inclement weather and the field issues at College Park at the beautiful Diamonds there. So beautiful stadium here, sports field, with very hospitable, moving us up here, giving us the opportunity to broadcast live from Houston Sports Live, and also engaging in our senior night last night. And we're very thankful for the New Caney staff and everybody up here, all the coaching staff and your announcers. Thank you for having us. And that's going to wrap it up for District 13 6A for the Cavaliers, but not for our 4 playoff teams. We're approaching the playoffs here in Texas 13 6A. And it looks like it's going to be Oak Ridge, Woodlands, Grand Oaks, and Willis will be in those top 4 spots and moving on into District 13 6A play. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's broadcast of high school athletics on Houston Sports Live is copyrighted for the private use of our audience. Any retransmission or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of Houston Sports Live is strictly prohibited. Once again, your final score here, New Caney 5, College Park 4. And on my birthday, I didn't quite get that College Park win, but gave it a valiant effort, and we thank you for joining us tonight here on Houston Sports Live. Scott Matthiesen signing off. We'll see you again soon.